everybody, and welcome back to the kitchen. Halloween is just around the corner, and it is time to start thinking about making some spooky sugar cookies. And when it comes to baking in this house, I would love to just turn this over to my lovely wife, Jennifer, because she is the expert baker.
All right, I don't know about expert, but I can hold my own.
All right. Now, there's something special about this recipe. What is this?
So, well, the original recipe originated from my grandmother. And I would make her cut out cookies for family holidays and get-togethers. But, you know, my cousins all have the same recipe. So we were going to the family gatherings and everyone brought the same cookie. So one year I decided to alter mine a little bit, and I added an orange flavor to the cookie and a lemon flavor to the frosting for this wonderfully sweet citrus treat. And since I have done that, my children will no longer allow me to make the regular recipe that my grandmother had. So if I want my grandmother's cookies, I have to have someone else make them for me. My kids want my cookies.
So your grandmother's cookies were good, but yours are better.
That's what I've been told.
All right. Well, I looked at the ingredient list, and it doesn't seem like a very complicated recipe. In fact, there's not really a lot to this recipe as far as instructions go. So how would you get started making these cookies?
You follow any standard cookie recipe. You cream your butters and your fats and your sugars, then you add your liquid, then you add your dry.
Okay, well, let's get started.
All right, so this recipe is 2/3 cup of butter, which we have already divvied up here and softened.
That looks like a stick and 2 tablespoons?
It's 2/3 a cup. You take the slice of the butter, get a full cup of butter, 2 sticks.
All right.
There's a line, it says 1/3 cup. You cut there. Throw that 1/3 cup aside. You don't need that one. You need the other 2/3.
Okay, sounds
Got
good.
it? All right. And then sugar, 1 cup of sugar. Then we're just going to cream these together.
Oh, that's a horrible noise.
Yep, but the kids love it.
You kids like the noise?
Well, they know when that's going, Mom's making something good.
Oh, okay. How do you know when this part's done?
I just wait till it's all well evenly combined.
So there's no color change or
Yeah.
noticeable texture changes? Okay. Oh, and you use softened butter, right? I don't know if we mentioned
Yes.
that. Okay.
So you don't want it too soft. Too soft and the dough is become worthless.
Okay.
Then I'm going to add my wet ingredients. So we use a 1/4 cup of milk. And then we dissolve 1 teaspoon of baking soda in the milk.
Ooh.
Old habits die hard. All right. Then I just kind of whisk that.
Just to make sure that it's fully dissolved and no lumps.
More that if you don't, when you go to pour it out, the baking soda is just kind of sitting in a clump on the bottom.
Yep. Nobody wants that.
So this just kind of helps it integrate with the milk. So, and then while that's dissolving, I'm going to put 2 eggs. And then I'm going to mix this. And I also am going to add my orange extract at this time.
How much?
Is it a teaspoon?
Now, your grandma's recipe originally used vanilla.
Yes. So you could use vanilla. You could use almond extract if you wanted to.
Okay.
You could use lemon extract. You
This is where your creativity can shine.
can, yeah. And everyone will be guessing what's your secret ingredient because it doesn't taste like a standard cookie.
Well, the secret's out now.
I've always known I should never tell you my secrets. All right. And then I like to take the zest from one orange and just add it too. Just really kind of gives it that little extra punch of orange. Smell it.
I don't smell it yet. It's got a waft over here.
Take too big a whiff. The dog's kind of stinky from being outside. She's nearby.
I'm used to her. You should coat her in orange zest.
Here's an idea. Now I'm just going to mix these. Again, just until it's well combined, evenly combined.
I smell the orange now.
While the liquids are combined, a little bit of a few lumps from the butter, because we already did the baking soda, so it's just a little salt, and then we'll add the flour.
How much salt?
So a quarter teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to mix that up a little bit. All right, now I'm going to add my flour. So it's 4 cups of flour.
It's pre-measured, so don't be too careful here.
It is. I add a little bit. Usually add the first half and then mix it a little bit.
So it doesn't explode.
Start out slow, and slowly increase.
Now, is this the same grandma that stopped using sugar in all of her recipes?
No, that was her mom.
Okay.
And that was only when great-grandpa got diagnosed with the diabetes.
But I imagine sugar cookies without the sugar is not quite the same.
They didn't have all the artificial sweeteners back then that they had available now. And yeah, that was the one lesson I learned growing up as a child. Great-grandma's house, don't drink her Kool-Aid. There's nothing but flavored water, no sugar.
Yummy.
It really wasn't.
You ever do this without a towel?
No.
Not even once? To see what would happen?
No.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to add that last bit.
When you make these cookies with grandkids, what do you have them do?
They pour in the ingredients and help me roll them out and do the shapes. They like to do it all.
Okay.
I do most of the measuring, but now they're getting older, so I could probably trust them with more responsibility.
All right. You just put them in charge. You go watch TV.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, we frost them together and they'll frost their 3 cookies and be done.
Just enough to fill their bellies.
Yep. But don't worry, any cookies that my grandchildren have helped me frost, I do not bring those in to work. Those are for home only. Nobody has to eat after their grubby little fingers.
All sprinkles.
Yeah. All right, dough is done.
Okay. So
And when it's all done, it kind of forms a shape and
the next step is
rolling out the dough.
Okay.
Well, not quite. Get our counter ready first. Just a little flour. I like to roll my pin in it. And I also just
make a big mess.
Yep. And I take about half, just a nice side. Maybe just a third of the dough. And just knead it a little bit into a ball.
When you were spreading the flour, was that also to flour your hands, or that you don't need it for
That
this?
helps too. And then you just roll it out until, say, about an eighth of an inch thick. You don't want it to be too thin, and you don't want it too thick.
And you don't flour the cookie cutters?
Nope.
So this is a witch's face.
Witch's face, yep. We got a moon, our ghost. The ghosts are my favorite. I'll show you why when I decorate them. They're so cute.
It's not dirty, is it?
It's like you know me. But no, not this time.
Now the space between the shapes, do you just roll that up and add it to the next batch?
Yep.
Okay.
When I make a really big batch, usually by the end, you can tell when I'm getting to the end of the batch because there's so much extra flour incorporated, being rolled over and over again, that the texture of the cookie starts to change a little bit. Not anything noticeable, people can't tell, but it looks a little different.
Okay.
And cookies tend to kind of crack a little bit more in the oven. Make it a little drier.
You ever tried using a spatula? Would that help?
Help wrinkle them up. I've tried using a spatula. This just works the best.
Okay.
Usually they just kind of fold in half with the spatula. And this way.
More control.
Yep. Like I said, our butter was pretty soft because it was 74 degrees in the house today, so. If it's too soft, you can always throw it in the refrigerator for a little bit and be a little bit easier to work with.
Do you always bake one batch at a time?
Yes.
And the oven is preheated to 425 degrees.
Yes.
Don't we have a black cat?
Yeah, but nobody likes black frosting.
Oh, that's true.
Also why I don't make the skeletons that much anymore. I used to make the gingerbread men and I do them black and then a white skeleton on them, but
I don't see the zombies in here either.
it's because only you like those. And actually those cookie cutters are really, like the cookies are kind of small and they're really fresh. And I found that more often than not I end up breaking the cookies when I'm trying to frost them because the parts are just so narrow.
The good thing about zombies is if they're missing limbs, that's fine.
I grab more dough and just whatever scraps I had left over, we just make another ball.
When the cookies are too thick, how is it different?
They just kind of puff up and they look a little weird. It's just a thicker cookie. I mean, they might not bake all the way through to the center because these cookies bake very, very fast. And the edges will start to brown and burn really quickly. And if it's too thick, you might have burning on the edges on the outside and raw cookie on the middle.
Okay. We just went to a craft show yesterday and I bought some, what were they? Oh, pumpkin snickerdoodles. And they were raw in the middle. It's not good.
No, they were not.
Threw them away. I threw mine away. Did you eat yours?
No. I either threw it away or it's still sitting in the car.
Oh, good.
A little treat for you to find later.
Yeah. Save it for the next batch.
Yep.
So that tray's ready to go in?
Yep. So I put this in the oven.
For how long?
I always start at 4 minutes. And then I kind of check them, and once the edges just start to turn a golden brown, I'll take them out because they will burn very quickly.
And then you have to let them rest before you remove them from the sheet.
No, I just put them on parchment paper. So I should probably get the parchment paper out.
Oh, that would have been good to do before I put the camera in front of it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
See how far.
Obviously, this is affected by the size of your cookies, but how many cookies would you say you get out of a recipe?
Absolutely no idea.
All right. Guess we'll find out.
Enough to last 2 days in this house.
We'll see.
They might last longer if I don't send a notice out to the kids and grandkids that cookies have been made. They always show up for that.
It's just the two of us today, so we'll see if they last till morning.
Okay. Check the cookies. Just starting to turn brown.
Show that camera.
So you can see just the very edges are just starting to turn a light shade of brown. So that means they are done.
To me, they don't even look done. Do they finish baking on the parchment paper, or that's just the way it looks?
It's just the way it looks. Ooh, that one might be a little bit soft. Yeah. I think I am gonna. Let's take these front ones off that are starting to brown. Put the rest back in. For just a minute.
Why are you kneading the dough?
It mixes the scraps that I had here in the flour with the dough that's wet in here.
Okay.
And then also, when I roll it out, less likely to crack.
Okay. Did you ever make these with your grandmother?
I do not remember, but I made them with my mom.
Okay. So did you put it in for an additional minute for the first time, or 2 minutes?
I always just do 1 minute increments after this because they do burn very, very quickly.
Okay. The good thing about the burned ones is you don't bring those into work.
Yep.
You didn't spray or prepare the cookie sheets in any way?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's a cookie recipe I make where I do have to. I don't think so.
And well, I know in some recipes you have to put parchment paper down or something.
Cakes and soft breads, things like that. But cookies?
I've seen recipes.
I think those are people that just don't want to wash their dishes.
It may be for thicker cookies.
I think they just don't want to wash their dishes.
Maybe. I saw a recipe where you take 2 pans and stack them together and then layer them with parchment paper. So I think the purpose was to prevent the bottoms from burning before the tops got done, because it was a thick cookie.
Thick cookie, isn't that just a brownie?
Maybe. And then do you have to let this one cool down?
I try to a little bit.
Maybe wait till that one's about ready to come out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, start to melt on the sheet. I'll just set these aside. Hope the dog doesn't eat them.
Well, only does that when we're not looking, I think.
Yeah.
So this last batch will be the worst one because of all the extra flour.
Yeah, I don't have any more of the moist dough to add to it. Or
We'll see what the difference, if you can visually see a difference.
you might not, because I'm only making a single batch, but usually, yeah. And we still have plenty of flour, so we don't need to add any more flour.
And how long do you have to let the cookies cool before you frost them?
I usually at least an hour.
Okay.
The dough just starts to become a little bit more elastic with all that flour binding it together. So these are going to be going into the oven soon, so I'm going to just start putting these cookies on. My mother saw me right now. She love you, Mom.
She doesn't watch these. So does this just get thrown away, or you gotta use it?
No, I'm going to use it. I roll till it's gone.
All right.
And towards the end, you don't have to keep reforming like this. There's plenty of flour in here. Yeah, if you don't take these off right away, they stick to the cookie sheet, and then they're harder to get off. So don't let them cool on the cookie sheet.
But if you put parchment paper down, they wouldn't stick to the cookie sheet.
A little old-fashioned. We never had parchment paper when I was growing up, but I found that I used to put it on paper towels, and I found I like the parchment paper, because then when they decorate, we can set the cookies back on while we're waiting for the frosting to dry, because you still have to set them out and let them dry before you can stack them or put them in a container. Mm-hmm. And then when I do package them up to put in containers, I can cut this into squares and use it to layer in between.
Okay.
So it gets lots of use. But if it had been baked in the oven, it was all crispy and brittle, probably wouldn't serve those needs as well.
Guess we'll never know.
You should just assume that I'm right. It's for your own health.
I sense another moon coming. Could be a witch, though.
It could be. I think a moon will.
For the last cookie, do you ever just do a little ball?
No, this is like my favorite cookie dough in the world. That last little bite never makes it past.
All right.
I know it has raw eggs in it. I don't care. I've been eating this cookie dough for 50 years. Still here.
Well, if you don't see her again, this could be why.
Yeah, there's worse ways to go than being done in by the cookie dough. Yeah, in the hospital, you get, was it worth it? Oh yeah, it was.
I don't know if I agree with that. There's no way you're getting a cookie out of that.
Goals get two.
I don't think so. This is going to be a cracker.
And that is all that is left of my cookie dough.
You can't get another one out of that?
Nope. That one's for me.
So in working with flour and powdered sugar, do you find it's best to wear black?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Black, navy blue.
Okay. Get down. It looks like this has made around 50 cookies. And one leftover dough ball.
It's the most important part. So you can see just the texture is just a little bit different on these last ones.
The only difference I really see is it seems like the edges are more rounded, but
You can just see they're not quite as smooth.
once you get frosting on there, that you never
Yeah,
notice that.
you would never notice. No. And I only made a single batch. When I make a double batch, it's a little bit more noticeable. I do the batch.
Okay. All right, well, these have to cool for at least an hour, so we will be back for frosting. Welcome back, and now it's time to make frosting. The cookies have been cooling for just over an hour. I touched them and they're room temperature. This frosting recipe is not on the recipe card, so how are you going to make it?
Same way I always make it.
Well, be more detailed.
There is no recipe. You just do it until the consistency part.
Okay, so how do you start?
I usually start out with just the rest of the butter from my cookies, so 1/3 cup. And I pour in some powdered sugar. You start with about half the bag. I add a couple teaspoons of lemon extract.
Do you have a preferred brand?
Nope. And then I add a little milk.
This is fat-free milk.
It is.
Does it matter?
No, it will work. A lot of times when I'm making these, I'll use heavy whipping cream or half and half. You can also use like sweetened condensed milk.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna start it slow. Bring it up to high.
Smells
until it's
lemony.
smooth. And once it's smooth, I'm gonna add some more sugar.
Do you use the whole bag eventually?
Usually, yeah. And then I'm gonna add a little more milk. Start out slow.
We're using 2 pounds of sugar, the remnants of 2 sticks of butter, but an ambiguous amount of milk. I don't like that.
You don't have to like
Well,
it.
if someone wants to replicate this, how are they to know?
Now it's a little thick, so I'm gonna get a knife so I can test. You see, consistent, very thick. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more milk, and we're just gonna start. Just add milk until it's the consistency you're looking for. And I just add a little bit at a time, just a splash, so it will get running really quick.
Well, the consistency is what? Like drippy?
I like it to kind of, yeah, where it kind of clings to the knife, but starting to fall off.
Okay.
And I put my, it still looks a little thick, so. I'll add some more milk.
When you use heavy whip, how is it different?
You can't tell the difference, so.
Okay. But does it have a...
It gets a little bit fluffy. The frosting can get a little bit fluffier, but I usually just keep watering it down until it's the consistency I want.
Okay. With water?
No. Dilute it down.
Okay.
With more milk. Or cream. It's starting to get there.
And 2 pounds of sugar is enough to do all those cookies?
Yeah. So it's just kind of starting to fall off the knife. That's kind of the consistency I like it.
Okay.
So now I'm just gonna get a rubber scraper and just scrape down the sides. Maybe just touch more milk. And if it gets too thin, you can just add a little more sugar.
Well, you want to put this whole bag in there, don't you?
You don't have to.
Okay.
That's my backup in case I put too much milk. There we go. It just kind of just falls off the knife.
Okay.
All right, and we're just going to divide it up so we can add our colors. I always use the gel food colors, and sometimes if I can find them, I'll use the powdered food colors. I really like the powders because they give you a nice vibrant color without changing the consistency of your frosting. Especially when I'm doing cakes, I really like the powders.
If it's not gel.
I do just a little small bowl for the black because, like I said, nobody really likes black icing. So I don't make a whole lot of them. So these do get darker with over time, so it doesn't have to be pitch black. It will turn black. Yellow is more of just an accent color, so I don't need a lot of yellow. I do like my yellow to be nice and bright and vibrant. So a little bit easier to mix this up with spoons, but it's just dirtying an extra dish. And we have a nice bright yellow. You can see our black is already starting to darken up a little bit there. It's dark. It's kind of a darker color, so I kind of just go light with just a little bit at first. This is a really vibrant purple, so.
What do you use purple for?
My witch's hair, the little boo sign I have the ghost holding.
Okay.
It can have a purple moon. Purple is a very common color in Halloween decorations.
I suppose so.
But I don't want it to be a soft lavender. I want a nice, bright, vibrant purple, so I may use a little bit more. I want a deep purple. And sometimes if I want it to be like really dark, I might even put just a drop of the black icing in there and blend that in to give it a little darker color, but it's getting late, and if I overdo it and make my purple a dingy gray, I won't be happy, and I'm not gonna mess with it tonight.
Yeah.
So we'll just go with this purple here. Orange. I'm gonna save the big one white for the ghosts, and then we'll do this one orange. It's just a little tiny bit more icing in that. I think way more ghosts than pumpkins. And then the green I like to do is like a kind of a neon green, which I kind of like for my Halloween.
Big drop.
Yep. So it's a pretty good color palette, I think. Now we get to frost.
All right. Do you divide them up by shapes?
Yeah, usually.
Okay.
So I usually just get a design for one shape cookie, and just it's easiest just to do them all kind of a factory.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I do is I just do the base coat color on all of them, and I kind of let them sit and dry for a few minutes. Then I'll do the piping of the details.
Okay. The base coat being the dominant color or white?
Whatever color you want it to be. My ghosts I make white.
Okay. So the pumpkins are going to be orange.
Mm-hmm. The moon, I usually do some of each color. Some green, some orange, some purple, some yellow.
That's out of control.
You know.
What do you want me to do?
Whatever one you want.
Pumpkins.
You pick the easy shape.
Mm-hmm. And how thick should the base coat be?
so you can't see through it. And then if you're going to do sprinkles on any of them, you have to put those sprinkles on while it's wet. So the moons I usually just like to do sprinkles on. And the pumpkins I can. Sometimes some of them I'll do sprinkles on, sometimes I'll make a jack-o'-lantern face.
I think they need a face.
Broken ghosty here too. Quality control.
Well, it was already broken.
It did not pass inspection. So it must be destroyed.
Destroy the evidence. This pumpkin's cracked.
A couple of them are.
Is the frosting going to finish the job or glue them together?
Could go either way. So this is a nice recipe for the cookies because these recipes are soft and they stay soft. Even like a lot of times I'll leave these to sit out overnight to have the frosting set and dry and still soft the next day when people eat them.
Or the dog.
The dog does like to get her share in.
Dog tax.
Yep. Usually when I make cookies with the kids or when the kids were little or with the grandkids, I would have to make one batch that I would let the kids help with and then another batch that I would decorate because it would just make me cringe to watch them mix the colors and
Sprinkle overload.
Great. Those ones will be at home. And then after they go to bed, I'll stay up and make the real batch that goes to the party.
I think those things should be farther away, just so they're more difficult to reach. Which is, do you just coat them all green?
Nope. Do the moons, witches are complicated.
First you mock me for doing the easy one. Then when I try to show some initiative, maybe
Well, I need, you can do it, but I need to get a sample one done first.
the complicated ones aren't for you. Do you use yellow for anything except the moons?
Moons, and if you want to do a face in the jack-o'-lantern.
Oh yeah. I don't know if we have enough yellow then.
I wouldn't do all of them. I do the moons in all the different colors. And then I put sprinkles on them.
The moons need a separate sheet then, so they don't get sprinkles on the other ones?
Well, it's what the plate is for.
Oh. Does it have to be sprinkles or can it be sugar?
What do you think sprinkles are?
Well, some of them are just gross. I don't know what they are.
All my Halloween sprinkles are right here. I actually leave the hair blank because I just pipe that on later with the purple and green.
You said the grandkids did these? I know, I'm trying to get an even distribution, but the shape is irregular.
Put them in your hand and then sprinkle them.
Why is this moon so small?
This is the last batch.
So, because the most flour?
Yeah, the flour kind of binds it together. It kind of shrinks up a little bit.
Have you ever tried making gluten-free cookies?
Yep,
How is it different?
they suck.
Well, yeah, but how do you... Is it different kind of flour? Or?
Different type of flour. It's a different recipe completely. And it just, they're very brittle and kind of just crumbled in your hands when you're trying to frost them. So we're not easy to work with. Flavor turned out great. My aunt and cousin actually enjoyed them. But they were very difficult to do. I had a lot of casualties. Now I just kind of let it dry, frosting dry for about a half hour, and then we can do the piping.
Okay, so a half hour has passed by. The cookies are set, would you say?
Yes.
And off camera, you put all the extra frosting into these piping bags
Yes.
just to save time for now, or so they wouldn't dry out.
Oh,
Okay. So what's next?
next I start. These are-
Starting with your favorites.
I am. And then I just cut off just a little tiny tip. I do have piping tips which I can use. Just, again, it's more dishes to wash later.
Okay.
Cut off the very tip, and if we need to cut off more later, we can.
Is that all that was left of the frosting?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
First, I just go through. I just always like everything by some. I go.
You had a brief tangent in your career as a cake decorator. Is that where you learned piping?
No. That's where I practiced.
Oh. Are they happy because they're good-natured, or their evil plan is working?
Yeah, we get to eat small children that night, right?
Okay. I put green stems on my pumpkins.
Mm-hmm. Whatever you want on the pumpkin.
They're a little bit wet yet.
Yeah. It's dry enough you can do the piping without it running.
Can I put lines in the pumpkins without making it worse?
I would not.
All right.
Well, you can maybe outline the faces if you want.
Maybe I need to decorate some cakes.
You want me to finish?
Sure. Just throw some sprinkles on it. Sprinkles hide all the mistakes. So we have it on video that I did the base coat and the stems, and you did the faces.
I did the outline of some of the faces.
By the time I get done editing the video. Well, do you have any tips for the folks at home when they're making their cookies?
No, we just did.
Any additional wisdom?
No,
No, that's it.
no, just have fun with it.
Hope everybody has a happy Halloween, and thanks for stopping by.
Happy Halloween.